Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today's video we're gonna continue working on our 2019 Maserati Ghibli. As you guys saw in the last video, we tried to fix that quarter panel. We were moving along well except that cracked area, and as I was thinking about try to continue fixing and welding or changing the whole quarter panel, but I decided to go with changing the quarter panel, and it's gonna be a good learning process for me or for us. And the reason is I want it to be perfect, and also as I mentioned before that the panel bond here or the seam sealer also got burned from welding, so I decided it's perfect to just change it. We found one on eBay that we got for a little bit less than 600 shipped to my door here. It's gonna arrive maybe tomorrow or so I finished work today and have a couple hours to work. So what we're gonna start with, we're gonna start open the trunk, try to disassemble the interior of the trunk, then we'll go ahead and do the same from inside, and maybe tomorrow we'll try to get that rear window out. So wish me luck, guys. So I have a lot to do, so let's go ahead and jump in and try to disassemble that interior of the trunk. Okay guys, here we are next day and we got almost ready, except the glass. I got the trunk off. I also in the interior I got all the trims here from the side and the back off. On the other side, seats are out, everything is out. We might have to remove that bracket here. I think that the bumper bracket, it's held on by some rivets, so we have to drill it, and some screws here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna remove this one or not. Most probably my cut will be here, so most probably we'll leave it. Then after that I will be try to get the glass off. I got some tools from Harbor Freight as usual, and wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck that I'm not gonna crack or break that glass. And after that we will excuse me, we're gonna start doing our drilling, as we got the new quarter panel here, the donor one. We're gonna have also to drill it. It's not new, it's used. Everything looks good. I think its color is a little bit lighter, but it's almost the same, so that's will help in the color match after we paint everything, but not a big deal. There's some damage here, but that's not a big deal. These are the two damages that pissed me off when I received it. I wasn't happy about them, but anyway, when we remove it, it's gonna be much easier. Try to tap from inside and outside and get them straight and taking the shape as much as possible. Then after this, when we do the bondo and the body work, we're gonna fix these. Where we're gonna cut, here we go. That's the cut they did. I wish they have extended a little bit more, and it's not a straight cut. There's some dent here, so definitely we're gonna cut more. Down here, I'm not sure exactly also where I'm gonna cut. Maybe down here, maybe here. Keep everything hidden underneath so I don't have to do a weld here. All my weld will be in that bottom part. We'll see. But before I do any of this, I need to clear the mess. I need to move the chairs out and get the quarter panel a little bit here in the middle so I can work around it. So my next step is just remove that bracket and start taking the glass, and I'm gonna keep my finger crossed. I'm not gonna crack that glass, and we'll see you after we remove it or crack it. Okay guys, we used the Harbor Freight tool, this one here, to the wire one, to get the glass off. I'm able to remove the glass, and I'm happy about it, but I'm frustrated because I cracked it. So that's mean I'm gonna have to buy a new glass. And just will explain to you my mistake. If I didn't do that mistake at the beginning, what would it happen, and we could save the glass. Okay. That tool that you're supposed to get the wire at the tip of it and cut through the sealer or the silicone or whatever the name of that material that hold the glass in,
and push it in, it does flex. So that's what I did. I tried to push hard here without any support here, and I just push hard, and it did flex. And when it flexed, it just like did like this and hit the glass at the edge and cracked it here. That's why that's why I cracked it. I was frustrated and I was going to just like say, okay, it's broken, let's break it and just remove it easy. But I wanted to learn, and that's the excited part. Yes, I'm frustrated. I cracked my glass, and it's gonna be about $400-500 more. But I'm excited about I did learn. I was able at the end to remove the whole glass. It's ready to be removed now. I just hold it in the top here so it doesn't like fall down or go down when it's the seal completely broke. And I was able to remove the glass without any other cracks. And that's the most important about what we're doing, guys. It's just we're learning. We go to a new step. We could easily take it somewhere or get somebody here, remove it, get somebody else put it back, but I wanted to learn. I know some of you will cost you more, I know, but learning, because I'm sure that's not gonna be our last project. In years, I like to change cars, so I'll fix it, drive it. My wife will drive it. Then after a couple of years, we'll sell it and get something else. But anyway, the glass now is ready. It's all loose all the way around, and I'm just gonna get the suction cup, remove it, put it on the side, and then we'll be back and start to clear all that. That's a double-sided tape that was holding that rubber piece here, but there's some seam sealer as well all the way around. Also, as I mentioned before, we're gonna remove that bracket here and clear whatever is going to be underneath the glass here and start our spot weld drilling. Unfortunately, I didn't receive from the Amazon the spot weld drills. Should come tomorrow. I hope so. It's not going to be later than tomorrow since it's a weekend and I can do the work. Another tip, if you guys want to do this, make sure you put tape around the edges that you're not gonna paint so you don't damage when you do the wire. You can do double time the tape. Like here I started and I found myself actually cutting the tapes and I added more just to protect the paint. So that'll be it. Now I'll get the glass off and start cleaning all the spot weld areas. Okay guys, we finally got my spot weld drill bits. I got these from Amazon. You can buy them from Harbor Freight, but Amazon give you more. And also got some splitter for the or chisels, 3 of them, straight and angle and 90-degree angle. I start test here, work fine so far. You just have to make sure get a tool and start like put a pit in the middle of each spot welding at drill, or you're gonna have to do like very slowly, otherwise the drill will like keep going everywhere. Like here a little bit, over there, that was without to use the pin. So now I went over all the spot welds and I think I need to add one here. Yep, so that will give you a mark, and also we'll put the middle of the drill here. I did that. I did also here all the way up. Didn't touch here this side yet. We're gonna keep like drilling all the spot welds and try to split the panels like I did here. I painted here a little bit. This one is the one we're gonna get rid of. I want to make sure I try to do as less spin as possible to the donor one. Okay, I think there should be a spot weld here, but maybe because it's bent I cannot see it. So we'll start to split here and see if there's any spot weld here. We're gonna remove it or drill it, and we'll keep going, and we'll be back after we almost finish it. We finally got the quarter panel out. Took some muscle work and heat. The body panel here was one of the strongest area to hold There was body panel here as well. There was body panel here all the way around the edge. All the dark spot here, guys, you see, that's for when we welding the studs, and when we try to weld that bed area, we burn the seam sealer, and we burn also the body bond that was here. But in general, I don't see any internal damage, which is expected. There was not much damage there.
Now we have a lot of work in our hands to do. We have to grind all that where is the spot weld, remove all the cleanup where the old seam sealer, and then we're gonna move to the donor quarter panel. In this one, I was mainly don't wanna damage the inner structure, so some of the spot weld I didn't really drill a little bit deep enough. Because I wasn't worried about damaging this one. But when it comes to the donor one, actually I'm gonna drill deep enough, but I wanna practice here spot welding first. So I'm not gonna drill too deep to like cut through, like through and through. I'm just gonna still like do it deep enough to make sure I get this quarter panel without damaging. The other thing I'll think about is over there, after I clean all the spot weld or drill all of them, when it comes to that area here, I'm actually gonna cut the inner structure, because here you have a spot weld this way and up that way, and it's gonna be really hard to remove the donor one without bend it. So I'm planning to cut the inner structure here to be able from inside remove the spot weld to that inner structure piece. So we're starting grinding down the high spots from the weld. I know, as I mentioned before, that's not our final cut. We got some of the glue here off and here and there, just for us to start the fitting process. We also got the spot welds all drilled here and there, and as I mentioned, I cut here and down there, so that area here was very hard to remove, and I don't want to damage the outer quarter panel. I don't care about the inner structure, I don't need any of them. I think I'm gonna keep going and cut here as well, so should come easy after this, after we separate the quarter panel from the inner structure. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna keep going. As you guys can see, it's getting almost loose everywhere. Here and here as well. Everything is almost ready. We were able to break that bond, the panel bond, from inside here without damaging the wheel curve here. I think now the only thing that is giving me a hard time, I tried a lot of heat, is the bond around the tank opening, and there is some bond here, or the adhesive here. I think these are the only thing that holding the quarter panel in place. I will show you in car what it looks like, and we'll tell you what I'm thinking about. Here, that's what it hold mainly now, here and there. I will think about get it cut here somewhere, so I can get the whole thing out with a quarter panel like when I cut the back end, but it's very hard to reach from inside. Like you cannot get like a grinder and grind here. So the other option is try to get any like flathead screwdriver and heat and try to break down the bond here. Hey guys, I tried to heat here and didn't break that bond at all, so I decided to go with cutting from inside here. So I'm just gonna cut that piece in the middle that attached to the quarter panel. I also will have my saw here that will help me cut all the way around, but I will start with just grinder and do an opening here without damaging the quarter panel, then get the so, and cut all the way around from inside. And I hope that will be it. I'll be able to get that quarter panel out. So let's go ahead. Guys, that so here, that's crazy. I just did an initial split here with my grinders in. That so just got in a couple of minutes. I've been trying and trying, and I get everything I think. Now we're just holding with that glue here, that piece there, and I think if I just like keep doing this. Oh, here we go. We got it out. We have our quarter panel out, guys. Look at this, so it's even cut both layers here in that tight area. Wow, I like it. It's crazy, but I like it. Now I'm gonna put the camera down and just put the quarter panel on one of the horses we have, the stands, so we can get the pieces that we don't need out, like around here and around there, and try clean all that glue that we don't need out and get ready to fit it on our car. Okay. Check this out, guys. We have the quarter panel fit and the gap looks perfect. Here we know that the gap here is a little bit off because we're gonna have to move the trunk a little bit.
The trunk itself is not,
because we have a large gap over there. So when we use the final, that will be at the end, final adjustment, but everything is flush here, just like this. Here as well, with the headlight, with the bumper, that's still everything fits.
Bumper,
yeah,
flush,
everything flush. Well, we had some, we find out like some damage in that
well.
We had to hammer and tab and do some a little bit of pulling, not much, but now everything is perfectly fit together. Then the next step is we're gonna prep the panel and the surface for the weld and for the panel bond. But before we do that, we're gonna keep it clamped like this, and we're gonna start to put few like self-tabbing screws. We're gonna put like one here, there,
and like measure corners.
Yeah, and maybe two, and one up here,
one down
there,
definitely one here,
one down here, and then maybe
one in this corner.
Yeah,
one of the three corners here.
Yeah, and that's
just to hold everything in place.
To hold everything on that fitment. So when we have the quarter panel ready with the bond inside and everything, we're gonna match the same holes for the screws. We're gonna put the screws back, hold everything together, then we're gonna start our spot welding, and we'll have that quarter panel in place. So far we're moving along good, and we'll keep going, get everything ready for the weld, and we'll be back. Okay guys, we got everything ready. We sprayed the weld through primer, except for we're gonna add the panel bond like here and there. We got everything cleaned and wiped. Same here, weld through primer. Now we have the gun for the body adhesive or bond, and also we have fire extinguisher ready, and we have an air ready just in case if catch fire anywhere. Hope I'm not gonna need to use a fire extinguisher, maybe air, but I hope for the best. Wish me luck, guys. Now what we're gonna do is apply the body panel bond here and also on the car itself. We have some brushes ready, and then we're gonna fit the quarter panel on, then start our welding. Wish me luck, guys. I'll see you after even I have it welded, or maybe something's gonna happen. See you soon. Okay guys, everything, let me turn that off for a second, my welder. Sorry about the noise. So everything so far is going smooth as planned. We have the adhesive, the bond, we fit the quarter panel back in place, and we started placing our fitment screws. We had one here, two there, I didn't close the opening yet, and one there that I just removed it also, and I didn't remove I didn't like close the hole yet. So that's what I did first. Then start to put my clamps, that's the only clamp left, and I put a clamp here, and quickly I put my tail light, because here that's not sitting all the way down. It has a kind of wiggly, so I put my tail light, and that's the first point I start to weld, where was the old welding here, to keep that in the level I need it, or where it's supposed to be. Then I start here because that's also a little bit out, so that's another piece that there is no way you can clamp it. Maybe a screw should help or could help, but I just like decided to go with my hand, hold it and start to weld. I didn't fill any of the spot welds yet. I didn't do any here up here. I just start to go all the way around the corners so I can remove all the screws, remove all the clamps. So again, that's the last clamp. Again, everything in place, it's not gonna go anywhere. Now we're gonna slowly start to go ahead over all the welds. You need to, that's what I learned, so I'm still learning. That's my first time. That a big weld here, you don't want to fill it all the way. You do like tacking welds or spot welds on it, or spot. Let it cool. Don't do the whole all of them in one time. So I was doing one here, then going down here and do one, then come here and do one or two, and so on, then back here and do two, and so on. So you don't need that particular or specific area of the metal to heat too much. It's gonna warp, and also it's gonna transfer to whatever inside. So we don't want to burn anything in the inside. We want to make sure everything is cool and nice. So I think we're gonna keep going, welding everything. All the line are going very well, matching very well, as planned before, and as we did our quick or dry fit, whatever you guys want to call it. Now what we need to do is just finish all that weld all the way around, and I think the quarter band will be here for good and it's not going to go anywhere. So let's keep working and we'll be back after I finish all the weld. Okay guys, we done welding. So it's not the best locking weld, but we'll do the job. And here is the two dressing welds, or the major welds here and there. I think they're fine. We're gonna find out after we smooth everything down, see how many holes or how bad is it. Is it a lot of like weak, or is it gonna be solid with here and there like porosity or holes or voids? That's what we're gonna find out. All the weld has been done. Again, it's not the best or the best looking shape weld. The hardest one with this one here, try to come from down, and well, as you guys can see, a lot of white means we used our fire extinguisher. The thing, thank God, didn't really catch on fire, but I was welding down here and I started to feel like a lot of smoke coming, like continuous smoke. It's not just because it's hot. Then I was like, okay, I got some water first, try to skirt from here, there, where I feel like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna catch in the camera, it feels like a little bit of discoloration here. That was an area that started to get really hot. I didn't know where it's coming from. I got the fire extinguisher. I start to apply it from here, from down there, from inside, from the inside toward the inside of the panel here, and it was still smoking coming out until I found out that, remember, there was a like a brown piece of, I think, foam that was running from here all the way to the gas tank. This one I was worried about, and it did catch fire, and again, it just, the whole thing was burning from inside. So even the fire extinguisher water didn't really stop the whole thing. I should figure out that how I can put that piece after I finish weld. And oh my gosh, a disaster here, guys. And the car smells like burning, so that's another thing. We're gonna have to clean all of this. And there was an opening here that I'm used to put the headlight, the tail light in place, and I was able to just get my welding gloves on and get my hand inside and just take it out. My hand stuck. I had to take my hand out of the gloves, and I got a plier and I removed it, and it was still like smoking and burning, so I had to stop the burning outside. But again, It's not bad, it's not terrible, but we have some good cleaning in our hands after we finish. Again, we're learning. It's a learning process, and now I know that I shouldn't put that piece and weld on top of it. I should have figured out how to put it back. But anyway, I'm tired, a little bit stressed after what happened, but I hope it's gonna be good. That will be it for today's video, guys. Please let us what do you think, your thoughts about what we did so far, and what you are expecting, what is going to turn out to be. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you next video. We'll try to get this quarter bend smooth, all the weld all the way around, and see what it looks like. And if it's good, we're just gonna start to do our paint prep, which is the body filler first on these like welds and the front and the two bumpers, and we'll keep going. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one.